Hey guys! Welcome to the Turkish series Stars channel. All the whispers are here, all the heartbeats are here, and tonight we're diving into a storm everyone's been waiting to see settle. Before we begin, make sure you're with us till the very end. Now, let's get into the story that has taken over timelines and left fans holding their breath. Because Yaman has finally broken his silence about the accusations aimed at Demet Özdemir, and nothing feels the same in the world of Turkish showbiz. For days, the chatter only grew louder. Rumors multiplied in the corners of social media, and the tabloids fed on every bite of uncertainty. The accusations targeted Demet's involvement in a previous project, hinting at tense moments on set and alleged professional disagreements that supposedly crossed lines best left unbroken. Each hour without a clear statement became another hour of speculation, and every silence felt like fuel to a fire no one could quite control. Yet through it all, she held her posture, calm, restrained, measured. And then, at last, he spoke. It happened at a glittering event where cameras never blink and questions come quick. When reporters approached, Yaman didn't dodge. He didn't run from the moment. He stood, steady and unmistakably composed, and answered for the first time. His words were careful, but they carried weight. He reminded everyone that he has known Demet for years, not as a passing colleague but as someone whose craft, discipline, and stubborn resilience he has seen up close. He suggested that most of the accusations simply don't line up with the truth as he knows it. And you could feel the air change. He took a breath, and then he touched the core of the storm, the frenzy of online shaming. He talked about how quickly unverified claims slide into headlines, how reputations bruise under the pressure of clicks and speed. He insisted that everyone has a right to answer for themselves, but until that answer arrives, the world should resist its hunger for conclusions. He asked for patience, for reason, and for a little compassion. It was calm. It was firm. It was daring in a world that thrills on chaos. Those words ricocheted through every corner of the gossip universe. Supporters of Demet saw it as more than a defense, it felt like a sign of faith, the kind that isn't loud but never wavers. Industry insiders whispered that Can's stance would tilt the conversation, reminding people to look beyond the noise. And sources close to Demet? They were quietly relieved, even grateful, because the timing was no accident. She is, they say, considering a full statement soon. She wants to move with care, guard her work, and protect her rights. She refuses to let hastiness write this story for her. Meanwhile, the spotlight has slipped into another familiar territory, the bond between Can and Demet. Their connection has been a subject of fascination since the days their names were first said together with a little extra sparkle. Their paths have crossed in projects, in red carpets, and in the daily rhythm of a life lived under lights. People close to them say that between the takes and after the applause, they kept in touch. Not for spectacle, but because some ties don't unravel in the wind. And in that context, his statement looks less like a calculated move and more like the echo of a long-standing trust. Now, all eyes turn to her. Will Demet break her silence with a statement that answers every question, or will she stay with the quiet strength that has carried her this far? For now, the speculation continues, because that's what the business of rumor does best. Yet something feels different. Maybe it's the calm in Can's voice or the certainty in his gaze. Maybe it's the sense that the frenzy finally met its match in a simple reminder, not everything whispered deserves an echo. What's undeniable is the scale of this moment. The entertainment industry hasn't talked about much else lately. The feed refreshes, the debates continue, and every detail gets analyzed. The accusations grew, they circled, they gathered drama and shadows. Demet's rising star has only intensified the spotlight. Success has a way of magnifying everything, praise and doubt alike. Rumors claiming tensions on set turned into trending topics. Hearsay took shape as snippets of conversation and imagined scenarios. And still, she stayed silent. And so the mystery grew. That's why Can's words felt like a shift, a turning of the page. He didn't paint a fairy tale or sweep controversy under a red carpet. He spoke as someone who's seen the machinery of fame from the inside and knows how easily it can spin out of control. He emphasized diligence, respect, and the reality that hard work is rarely a straight line. He suggested that behind every headline there's a story too complicated to fit into a single post, a performance that depends on dozens of people, decisions, and moments you never see. He reminded people that Demet is someone who shows up, who prepares, who cares. It's not the first time public opinion has tried to crown a villain where there might be none. This industry thrives on the glint of extremes, the perfect success or the perfect scandal. But the truth, as Can framed it, often lives somewhere in the quiet middle, grounded in effort and intention. He didn't deny that disagreements can happen on any set. He didn't pretend that tension never buzzes around deadlines and pressure. What he challenged was the impulse to turn every flicker into a blaze, every disagreement into a defining flaw. If anything, his message was a call to pause before the pile-on. The ripple effect was immediate. Gossip shows replayed his comments while experts dissected every phrase. Some said he was shielding her, others that he was simply telling the truth as he's lived it. Fans posted their memories of their on-screen magic, their belief in the people behind those scenes. And of course, there were those who argued that silence invites doubt. But even that argument began to soften, as more voices admitted what many know deep down: silence can be a strength, a way to keep dignity in a world that trades it too easily for soundbites. In private, people who've worked with Demet describe her as meticulous and focused, someone who reads, listens, adjusts, and refuses to coast. They say she prepares until the work looks effortless, which is the most deceiving kind of excellence. They also say that the closer you are to the glare of the spotlight, the more your smallest move becomes a headline. And when your name is Demet Özdemir, every breath can feel like a statement, whether you meant it to be or not. It's an impossible standard, and yet she has met it more times than not. As for Can, the event that sparked this shift revealed a man at ease with the chaos, who knows the script of fame but can still go off-book when it matters. He faced the questions without the armor of a press release and rejected the easy exit of no comment. He didn't court drama, he steadied it. And that, perhaps, is what resonated most. Not just what he said, but how he said it, gently, deliberately, like someone trying to put a lid on a pot that has been boiling for too long. Insiders hint that Demet is weighing every option. A carefully written statement? A short interview? A longer sit-down that walks through everything, point by point? Or perhaps something even more surprising, a return to the work itself as her only answer. Whatever choice she makes, it's clear she wants to own it. She wants it to be measured, to be fair, and to be hers. Because when the story is about you, you should have the right to decide its tone. While the debate heats and cools in daily cycles, there's also a softer current running beneath it all. People remember where this all began, two names that once shared a screen and then became a symbol, not just of chemistry, but of a phenomenon. Whether as colleagues, friends, or something less easily defined, Can and Demet learned long ago that their names together mean more than either one alone in the public imagination. With that history comes expectation and a peculiar kind of responsibility. And yet, their strength has always been to navigate that meaning without letting it swallow who they are. So here we are, in the middle of a storm that might be starting to lose its wind. The frenzy won't vanish overnight. There will be new posts, new theories, and new spins, because that's the rhythm of the age. But the center feels steadier now. The conversation has shifted from what's whispered to what matters. A person's work, a person's integrity, and a reminder to look for facts among the noise. In the days that followed his statement, the industry didn't fall silent, it recalibrated. Directors, producers, and co-stars remembered the complexity of a set, the negotiations, the daily choreography of talents and tempers. Suddenly the idea that a single rumor could sum up a career seemed too small to hold. And that's no small change. This is how perceptions move. slowly at first, and then quickly once someone dares to speak plainly. Of course, that doesn't mean the tabloids will retire their favorite narratives. Conflict sells. But so does authenticity, and there's something undeniably authentic about a defense that doesn't feel scripted. Ken didn't promise perfection, not for himself and not for her. He didn't ask anyone to forget the questions. He asked them to remember the people. And that, in a world that often forgets, might be the most compelling request of all. As we wait for Demet's move, we can almost hear the decision being shaped in careful sentences behind closed doors. The people close to her insist she isn't afraid, she's meticulous. She isn't uncertain, she's selective. And if patience is her strategy, it's because she knows that a rushed reply is sometimes just another headline, while a thoughtful one can reset the entire conversation. One thing is certain. This isn't just a trend that flashes and fades. It's a moment that tests how we listen, how we judge, and how we speak about the ones we claim to admire. It's about deciding whether we will be the crowd that divides or the crowd that waits for all the facts. It's about remembering that the faces we follow have lives beyond our screens, with quiet mornings, long days, and pressures we never really see. So to everyone watching, to every fan who refreshes their feed for the next update, hold on to this: even in the loudest storm, clarity can arrive as a single measured voice. Can's voice did not blow the storm away, but it did point us inward, back to a steadier place. Now the stage belongs to Demet, and however she chooses to answer, the world will listen. Because after the noise, there is always a voice that rises above it. And when it does, the story changes. This is where we pause, for now. The spotlight is still bright, the whispers still close, and the heartbeat of this tale is far from finished. When Demet speaks, every sentence will be weighed, every tone replayed, and every frame interpreted. But until then, let's remember what was asked of us tonight: patience, fairness, and a little humanity. Thank you for watching and for being with us in these moments that define how we talk about the stars we love. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want every new chapter as it breaks, make sure you're subscribed to Turkish series Stars and share this video with the ones who never miss a beat. We'll be here, following every angle, listening for the truth, and bringing you the stories that matter. Until the next reveal, stay kind, stay curious, and stay with us.